Welcome to the DJ Storybook interview series. My name is Brian Murphy, and today we have a very special guest. If you look through his Facebook page and look at who this guy is, he has great messaging, and I want to talk about that today, especially in this time of COVID and what we've all been through. So, without further ado, Jean-Pierre Priblibla. Almost got that last name. Well, I'll keep trying. Hi, Jean-Pierre.
Hello, Brian.
How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a lovely day here. It's already 1:10, and they announced a rainstorm, but it's not raining as usual.
You're in Italy, right? You're in Rome, right?
Yes, I am in Rome, Italy.
So I want to get to some of your messaging that you have, and again, yes. I really feel that some of the messaging that you have on your page and who you are is important now. And one of the messaging is so simple, but never give up, never. Talk about that.
Well, you know, like I said before, with COVID or without COVID, a ballet dancer has many challenges in his life, and has many up and downs in the career of ballet, because you are struggling when you are younger to succeed and make part of a ballet company, and that doesn't mean that you will succeed, because after the audition, often many dancers are eliminated from the audition. And the one who are accepted and they join a ballet company and they have a good career, sometimes they may have injuries, sometimes the dance career is very tough, it's very difficult, and during that decade or the 2 decades that follows, a ballet dancer can have a great changement in his life, because you have family problems, you have some girls get married, they quit ballet because they get married. Boys, they get married, they have a family. You know, 1,000 of circumstances can challenge your career of ballet. But in COVID now, that we are all in quarantine, we are like in prison, you know, like in jail. So the one who have more chance, the one who are at home and they have a little ballet studio, are the luckiest one, because they have the good floor to jump, they have a little mirror, they have a little bar. But the one who are at home and they have a very little space, they have, like me, for instance, when I do my own training at home, if I do a grand battement, my foot touches the wall, the other one touches the table, and you know, you have to take care about the furniture also, and about your head. You don't quit the head in the floor. So it's very difficult. And sometimes there are dancers who say, oh, never mind, I wait until the situation gets better, and they don't do any training. So this is why in my message I say very simple, never give up. Because whatever the situation could be with COVID, or today we have COVID, tomorrow it could be another thing, I will try to explain myself in a good condition. If instead of having COVID-19, the world would have had a World War III, the situation was worse, because we would be in a worse condition today. But we are also in a similar condition, because we are fighting against someone that we don't see any face, we don't see any expression, but we have an enemy who is constantly here around us, each one of us. Even if you are at home, you are in quarantine, the enemy could be behind your door. So we have to take care about this, because this is worse than a World War III. And this is why we have to take the precautions, wash the hands, the masks, and everything. And this is why I said to the dancers on Facebook, never give up. It's a very simple word, but I'm trying to encourage the young dancers, the older dancers, the people who are the choreographers, teachers. And what I'm happy to see is that many teachers are giving classes online with Zoom or with other web things. Of course, when you give a class on Zoom, for the teacher, it's very difficult to have 20 students and you see the teacher who is standing like that in front of the computer looking to the mistakes. Like if you are in a ballet studio and you have everyone who is at the bar, which is a completely different feeling. Because when you are at the bar and you have the teacher, you have the pianist, it's a different atmosphere that we all miss very much. Because, when you are with other people, there's a different contact than when you are online.
So, Jean-Pierre, everything you're saying is very true. And the component of the being an artist, at least from the dancers, is performing.
Yes.
And I think we crave that sense of giving.
Yes.
Talk about that now. And how do we deal with, in our mind, knowing potentially it could be 2 years, a year down the road?
We cannot predict what is going to happen in 1 year, 2 years. The situation could be better, as it could become worse, and as it could become really dramatic. We don't know how it's going to be, because we didn't even know how this virus came out and why it came out, because some people say that it comes from a laboratory and it doesn't come from a disease. You see, so we mustn't listen to the people opinion, but we must listen to the doctors who are better placed than us. Ignorant person like me is not going to understand how COVID came out, and I don't really care how it came out. I see, yes, the results, but I take care, and I'm afraid also. But we don't know how to predict the thing in 1 year, 2 years' time. So we all hope that the situation will be better, and connecting all those things to ballet, to the work of ballet, if we have to stay like that still other 2 years, is going to be dramatic for the opera houses, for the ballet companies, for the ballet schools, because now, after 3 months, in France, in Italy, in Europe, there are many ballet schools who are closing because they don't have finance to pay the rent. And, so if we have to wait a little bit more until January 2021 or June 2021, I'm sure the situation will turn out very bad for some ballet companies and ballet schools.
Jean-Pierre, as I'm listening to you, I also feel like there's an opportunity.
Yes.
I think that it's encouraging to see this environment and the opportunities that have been coming out and the creativity that's been coming out.
Yes.
And I want to get back. I want to talk about your work.
Yes.
Some of your I'm calling paintings because I can't see it as a canvas. You have to talk about what type of artist are you? Talk about who you are.
When I was young and I was going to formal school, I loved to work on hand painting and drawing. And then finally, when I started to work on the computer, something like 18 years ago, I said, I'm going to try to mix the things together. And I will do some works for ballet, with painting, with drawings, with computer. And this is what I started. In the beginning, my works were not very nice. I had to, to clean and, to correct a lot of things. And then finally, when I started to uploading some videos and some works on the net, I saw that people were, the response was quite positive and people were quite happy about it. 4 years ago, I made a beautiful work. I don't know if this you are referring to, for the ballet dancers of South Africa, with many dancers that have been working with me. And I made a beautiful video and mixing the painting, the frame painting, and putting the dancers on the painting, like copy and paste,
That's kind of
So
cool.
I put, for instance, on Facebook, you have a wonderful ballerina. Her name is Analia Fatfan. And so she sent me beautiful pictures of her. And I took some of her pictures and I put her picture on the painting of Degas with the other ballerina. And so that people were very happy about this because it was quite an original idea. I mean, that didn't exist before. And I made all this for the packed ballet people and also for many other dancers. And many people, they asked me, do you want to be paid for this? I said, no, I don't want to be paid for this. I do this because I love ballet. I am in the world of ballet, even if I am retired, teacher and choreographer. But I think that for ballet, you have to dedicate yourself. Ballet is not a financial business. It becomes a financial business when you have a ballet school that you have to pay, students have to pay a tuition. But when you do something it comes from your heart, you do it with your heart, and you do it for the world of ballet because you really love the artists who are on the other side. You mustn't love only yourself and your work, but you must also love other people.
I agree with that, Jean-Pierre. And
Yes.
and if you look at your work, what you were, and people need to go on and I'll maybe if you have a website when we get done with this, Jean-Pierre, if you have somewhere I can get people to guide, because what I see here is eyes. It's the eyes, and so now that we're wearing these masks,
Yes.
eyes are so prominent in our societies now.
It's like in ballet. When you do a ballet class or you do a ballet variation, even if you do a ballet variation with a mask, we must see your expression. And the only way to see the expression are the eyes. Because through the eyes, we can see if you are happy, if you are angry, if you are sad, if you are crying. Of course, the rest of the face is very important, but the eyes are the most important. You see, the eyes expression, I just pointing this. I took this notation from many movies. Mm-hmm. Because in many movies, you will see, especially the old one, like mm-hmm. Charlie Chaplin, and also the modern one, they focus the eyes expression very much.
So and I think that we're going to be more, I think our societies, and we're going to be noticing that more. I want to finish this up, Jean-Pierre. This has been great. And I think I want everybody to really listen to what you've said. And it's important now, but I want to read more of a recent post that you had and then touch on
which one, because I said so many things that I don't remember.
I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it now.
Okay.
And then it has I'll read it, and I want to finish this up, and you can touch on why you put this out there, and
okay.
I want to read it. This is what you posted. So, those who died yesterday had plans for this morning. Those who died this morning had plans for tonight. Don't take life for granted. In the blink of an eye, everything can change. So forgive often and love with all your heart. You may never know when you may not have that chance again.
That's very true.
Um,
I know many people who were dying on bed, and they didn't have the opportunity to apologize to the other people who received a lot of harm from those people who were dying.
I just
Because
feel,
life is very short.
well, I think that we are all looking at that much more in the forefront than we did
Yeah.
6 months ago. Now,
Yeah.
and we can't ignore that. We have to understand that's what's happening. We see it on the news, we hear, but this is what it is. And if we understand what it is, then we can say, we can go forgive, or whatever it is that we need to do to put ourselves in that positive, in that place of, in that loving place. And that's important. And what's also important, Jean-Pierre, is our conversation from worlds away came so close to here, which was actually really important.
It's very important because you are in United States. I am in Rome, and I see that you are doing also conference with other people who are around the planet. And it's very important to know each other. You know, this opportunity of COVID is approaching many people much more than if COVID wasn't existing. Because if COVID wasn't existing, I don't think you and I would be on a conference today.
I agree. So with that being said, Jean-Pierre, I want you to actually say your name, your full name, because I want to make sure everybody gets your. I did try, okay, I did, but I think it's important that everybody hears your full name. That way, I can say.
My surname is quite difficult to pronounce because in many different countries that I have been through, some people, they couldn't pronounce correctly my surname. They were pronouncing, instead of Pribilois, they were saying Mobiloil.
Interesting.
Some others were saying Pribolis instead of Pribilois. You know, but the name is very simple. If you cut the name and you say Pribil, wa.
Wow.
Wa.
Pribil?
Very simple.
Ah, yes.
And you connect the two together. You see, Pribil, wa.
So I'm going to give it one more shot, and I think we're going to be done.
It's like a battement frappé, you know, Pribil, wa.
That's it. So I want to finish this up and I feel like we've become friends, and I feel like this is an important conversation. So everybody who's listened to this or watched this, go back and listen to it again. There's a lot of good messaging here. So thank you for everybody for watching DJ Storybook interview series. This is Jean-Pierre Pribois. Okay. And please go. I'm going to try to give me a link if there's any work that we really want him to see, people to see. Go on his Facebook page. If you're not friends with him, please friend him and check out his work. It's very impertinent now, the messaging he has. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. And thank you, everyone who is watching this video. I hope they had a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. So thank you very much, Jean-Pierre.